Welcome to another episode of Weekly Spark. Here we are in July working with the Labyrinth. So I mentioned in previous videos that I do have a couple Labyrinth stencils, and you'll see here that I'm trying to find an image of a face that I can layer through the Labyrinth. I want to play with some transparency issues. I want to see if I can get this gel medium that I'm about to apply to kind of act as a resist. So stenciling the Labyrinth in the gel medium, hoping that gives me a resist over the face in the pattern of the Labyrinth. I'm not exactly sure what colored mediums I'm going to use once this is dry, because it is glossy magazine paper. So, my first thought was watercolors, but that's not going to take very well on that slick magazine paper. So obviously it's going on pretty thick in the stencil. It's going to have to dry for a while, but then we will test this out and see if this idea of being able to look through the Labyrinth actually, might work. I did a test on a separate piece of paper and wanted to try out these Pitt pens. They're permanent once they dry, and so that should be fine. They're also a transparent enough color that the parts of the face are going to show through. I mean, the whole point in this is to have the Labyrinth. I guess I could have gone with something really dark and obliterated the face completely, so you only would have seen the face as it was showing through the pattern of the Labyrinth. That actually might be pretty cool. I might have to try that for a future piece, but I'm doing a voiceover after the fact, so these ideas are coming to me now as I'm thinking about it and recording this for you. So of course it's my go-to colors, kind of a sage green and turquoise. As I was working, I thought I would kind of go ombre and go darker to the outside, since that would give me more contrast and hopefully make the face where the resist is show up very clearly. It got very cathartic to start doing some scribbling. There was a brush marker in there, but then I pulled out the POSCA pens, and they, of course, will mark over top of everything. But it was fun to just have really spontaneous gestural motions, both in this kind of blue-gray and then switching to black. The third color I'm going to bring in a sec is an electric blue, and I was having, you'll see I have some problems with it kind of dripping large quantities of paint from the nib of the pen. So that actually inspired me to break out the acrylic paint, and these textured gestural scribbly marks are going to be covered up, but I'll just let you watch that part. You'll see how the process evolves. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Weekly Spark. I hope you enjoyed this process and my musings about the process in the voiceover after the fact. Please stay tuned for next week, and if you are so inclined, you could do those YouTube things and like this video and subscribe to the channel. But I definitely look forward to seeing you next week for the final episode of Weekly Spark for this month of July. One more version of inspiration from the Labyrinth.